You won't. Then get off the bike and start walking towards us real slow. Your hands over your head.
Come on, man. We don't want to hurt her. That map can't be that important. Let's be civilized about this. A girl this pretty doesn't deserve to die.
In your way?
Of course not. You stay as long as you want.
I don't know why I keep coming here. I believe that if I stay here long enough, you'll somehow tell me who tried to do him in. I was so sure it was Eden. So were you.
No, I wasn't.
You're satisfied then. You're satisfied that it wasn't Eden.
Mason, I'm satisfied that a full investigation is going to get to the bottom of it, and until then, I am through speculating.
People have been coaxed into giving sworn statements, you know. The man who says he saw Eden at Kirk's could be lying.
Is that what you're hoping?
What?
Mason, do you want it to be Eden so badly that you are unwilling to accept any other possibility?
That would be kind of ghoulish of me, wouldn't it?
Look, you're the one who keeps telling me that there are things I don't understand about the Capwell family. And this antagonism between you and Eden is a good case in point.
You'd have to be born into this family to appreciate the dedication with which my father nourished antagonism.
Well, I know he encouraged competition among his children.
Oh, he rewarded it, Mary. He reveled in it. During the reign of C.C. Capwell, there's nothing he liked better than to see his children scrambling for favors. Eden and I were front runners, behind Channing, of course. Old habits die hard.
Mason, the stakes are a little bit higher now. I mean, there's got to be a limit to how far you will go to get control of the company.
I know it looks like I've been trying to railroad Eden into an early conviction.
Haven't you?
I'll admit it seemed like a handy way of getting her out of the way. Too handy when all was said and done.
What do you mean?
Whatever my quarrels have been with Eden, the last thing I would want is to win the company by default. So no. I don't hope it was Eden who tried to kill him. I'm just not convinced that it wasn't.
Mason, look, my shift is almost done here, and then I'm off to the clinic. Why don't you come to the clinic with me and get your mind off all this?
Short-handed again?
Yeah, but apart from that, I just like you being there.
I'll try to get by later. Mary, Eden didn't do it. It must have been somebody very, very clever. But who?
You think I don't know? You think you're fooling me, Eden? You're lying. Doesn't it make you sick what you're doing? First you try to kill your own father, and then you try to cover it up. I can't even look at you anymore.
My God, he's right. He's right about everything.
You can have this back, Castillo.
Is that the progress report on the Capwell investigation?
That is what I wanted, but there's no progress. Where is it?
I'm working as fast as I can, Tony. It's a complicated case.
Is it?
Dead ends all over the place.
A lot of suspects all over the place, too. Is it a problem for you that they're all Capwells? You're supposed to be marrying the older daughter, aren't you?
No.
Well, where did I get that idea?
It used to be the truth.
Uh-huh. Well, let me tell you something. There was something in here that I think needs following up very carefully. The fact that someone who matches her description was seen leaving the room through the window.
There's conflicting evidence.
Now, I just want to say that I have some doubts about your objectivity.
All right, look, before you get on a big roll here, let me show you something. This just came in a few hours ago. It's a sworn statement from an eyewitness who saw Eden Capwell entering the residence of one Kirk Cranston at 9:45 p.m. that night. So there's no way she could have been at the Capwell house at the time of the crime. It appears to be pretty conclusive, wouldn't you say?
It appears to be good news for your ex-girlfriend, but I'm not sure it's progress unless you tell me who your other suspects are.
Well, I'm not ready to name anyone just yet. Like I say, that statement just came in.
Well, you weren't working on any other leads, checking out other possibilities in the meantime?
Sure I was. I just don't have anything we can take to the bank yet.
Hey, Cruiserine. I'm sorry. Didn't know you had company.
Yeah, this is District Attorney Tony Patterson. We're talking about the Capwell investigation.
Hi, I'm the landlord, Jim Sherman. I rent the dock space to Mr. Castile. You got my check?
Listen, as soon as we're done here, I'll cover you, Jim.
That's all right. That's all right. I got to get back to the office anyway. Let me be brief. Cruz, if I don't get a list of suspects soon, you're off this assignment and Crowley is on.
Now, wait a second, Tony. Why Crowley?
To begin with, he's never been engaged to one of the Capwells. Now, you want to stay on this case? You get something for me that I can work with. Get off your butt. Nice meeting you.
Likewise, sir. You're a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Is he for real?
Taking me off the case? You bet he is.
Well, he can't do that.
He can do it. He's the DA.
Well, then we got to come up with some suspects for you here.
No, we don't have to come up with anything, Pearl. This is my party, remember?
Hey, I crashed your party when I signed that sworn statement. You need me now, buddy boy.
Wrong. You have done your bit.
How'd you like the landlord routine, huh? Pretty good?
Brilliant.
Well, what the heck should I have said? Hey, I'm a personal friend of Cruz's. I also happen to be the same guy who signed that statement on Eden Capwell. No coincidence. Would that have been better?
Give me a break, will you, man? I got work to do. Okay?
Listen, you should at least be glad that I sized up the situation so quickly.
Thanks.
Cheer up.
What is to be cheerful about, man? I'm piling one lie on top of another. I'm sorry, but that's not the way I'm used to operating. It's not what gives me my kicks.
Right. Must be real tough to rejoin the human race after so many years as a saint, huh?
All right, let's get something straight. Just because you wormed your way into this case does not make you my partner, nor are you my shrink. You're walking a real fine line here, and it's getting finer by the second.
Well, isn't that a coincidence? Because so are you, Cruz. So are you.
What's the matter?
A buzz in the cooker in the kitchen. I just hope I have a few more minutes.
Let's go to Transformation. Coming over here in the car, he's like a one-man rock band. Look at him now.
He hasn't been fuzzing all day, has he?
No, actually, he's been great. Of course, Daddy doesn't quite cut it with him at feeding
I
time.
just wish I'd had time to wean him before I started working again.
No, I think it's better this way. It gives him something to look forward to. He's not the only guy that misses you. I do, too.
Oh, great. There's Buzz. He's gonna love this.
Oh, just relax. He didn't notice.
Okay. He's been a good boy.
Yeah, it's great.
Yo!
Phone for you.
Can you take that? My husband's here. He'll take it for me. Thanks, Buzz.
Yeah.
Hello, this is Rick Wallace. Amy can't come to the phone. Yeah. Oh, hi, Rose. Uh-huh. Well, why don't you hang on? Let me ask her. Okay. Amy, have you seen Kelly Capwell? She's been gone for a couple of days and...
No, I haven't.
Anywhere? Never called? Yeah, Rosa? No, she hasn't. Yeah. All right, listen, if there's anything I can do, just give us a call, huh? Okay, bye.
Hold on.
What?
Your wife already had her lunch hour. I think you better find someplace else to be.
I don't plan to stay long.
Is somebody looking for Kelly?
Yeah, Rosa. Apparently, Kelly's been gone for a couple of days, and today the publisher called and she didn't show up to work.
Well, that's really strange. I hope nothing happened to her.
Yeah, me too. I don't think it's like Kelly not to call anybody, tell you where she's going or anything like that, is it?
You're not going to kill us. You kill us and you're not going to get the map, and that's why Carlos sent you up here. Make a mistake now and you're all in big trouble. Go ahead. Kill us. You're like killing yourselves. That's why we're giving you a choice, big man. You don't have to prove how much guts you've got. How much guts I've got.
We're losing patience. Off the bike. Now!
Well, well, well. It seems as if I've gotten here just at the right time. Greetings, Mr. Hartley. We meet again.
Going up to see Dad?
What's it to you?
I'm sure he'd want to congratulate you if he could. Allow me to speak on his behalf.
Mason, save your breath.
Oh, touchy, touchy. I would have thought that you'd be delirious, Eden. I mean, a innocent bystander appears out of the blue and swears that he was halfway across town and saw you at the very moment Dad's machines were tampered with. What a lucky break.
I knew you'd take it that way. I knew you'd try to shoot down everything the minute I told you, and I was prepared for it.
Eden, I'm not trying to shoot anything down. I knew that you weren't capable of doing Dad in. Not that you didn't give it serious consideration, but in the end, I knew that the intestinal fortitude was decidedly lacking.
Would you please let me by?
Well, why are you in such a rush? Now that the finger of suspicion has been pointed away from you, you're free to help me. I could really use your input. Eden, am I to believe that you don't have any of your own ideas? Any suspicions about who the culprit might be? Now, I can't believe that. Don't you want to see that person caught?
That's up to the police, Mason.
You mean Cruz?
Yes.
Speaking of whom, he seems about as happy as you do these days. One could almost believe that the romance of the century had officially reached the end of its road. But no engagement? No wedding, no nothing?
Mason, I know that you'd like to twist the knife a little further, but I would just like to go up and see my father, please.
Eden, I'm sorry. No, honestly, I've always felt that you and Cruz were one of those magical combinations that was meant to be. I prayed to be as lucky myself. I was really hoping that you two would work things out the way you always did. I guess there are some things even the strongest relationships can't overcome.
I suppose there are.
Have to say, I don't think it helped for you to get involved with Cranston, though.
I am not involved with Kirk. It's nothing of the kind.
He is.
Damn it, Mason, you don't know Kirk. You don't know a thing about it, so just shut your mouth about something like that, please.
I know one thing, Eden. You're not in control of your life these days. Does it really make sense for you to blame the events of the last few days on me?
When the events that have happened, you've tried to take advantage of? It's all very clear, Mason. Why'd you have to be so obvious? Mason Capwell, ambulance chaser, sniffing around the scene of an accident in case the victim is weak enough so you can take advantage of her. You have seen this whole tragedy in one single, selfish, overwhelming concern, your long-awaited takeover of the company.
It's not true.
You would be perfectly happy, Mason, to send me off to prison because you get your rightful place in the company. But now that possibility has evaporated, you're back to making me feel like I'm incompetent? Well, that's not gonna work, because I'm gonna continue to work at this company and make it work, and nothing you do is gonna stop me.
You're not the one making it work, Eden. Kirk Cranston is, and I don't know how you can trust him.
What am I supposed to trust, Mason? My brother? My brother who would send me off to prison without a second thought?
All I've ever wanted is what's best.
All you've ever wanted is what's best for you. That's all you've ever cared about.
Eden.
The hell with you. You can go to hell if they'll have you.
Okay, Eden. Go ahead, keep proving my point. Well, Cruz.
Mason.
Too bad you weren't here a few seconds ago. She was in rare form.
Eden.
I hope you're not averse to the sound of her name, considering the unfortunate turn of events.
I don't have time for this.
Cruz, I'm trying to be sensitive. The old song says, I know, breaking up is hard to do.
Yeah, I'm here to continue the investigation. I left this number. If anybody calls, I'll be upstairs.
Eden's upstairs now.
So?
Just thought you might want to reschedule, that's all.
Mason, I have a job to do, and I wouldn't be able to do it if I spent my time trying to avoid your sister, now would I?
Well, I applaud your dedication, Cruz, but will you allow me that it's much easier to do your job now that Eden's been cleared?
Not necessarily.
Come now, I know you're wounded, but surely you weren't looking forward to the prospect of carting her off in handcuffs.
No, but you were looking forward to seeing it, I'm sure. You must be very disappointed.
No, not disappointed, just puzzled.
About what?
Well, for someone who's been granted a reprieve, Eden doesn't seem very happy. In fact, she seems worse off than before. I can't help wondering why that is.
Suntan, Carlo.
An unfortunate run-in with your friend, Sam.
Oh, is that so? How is Sam?
Well, I would imagine about now he's saying his prayers. You know, I never understood that man's loyalty to you. If he had any brains at all, he would have split from you years ago. But then again, I suppose some people just never learn, do they?
No sign of her.
Never mind. I got what I came for. Take him to the saloon.
Okay, what this is a mixture of aspirin and codeine. Now, this should help the pain. If it doesn't, then I'll see about getting you an appointment at the hospital.
Okay, thanks, Doctor.
Okay.
Whoa, good work, Dr. Mark. The last time I looked, there were 6 people in here. Now look at it.
Yeah, well, we're lucky. There's not a whole lot of serious problems today. More than our share of unspecific aches and pains, though.
Yeah.
Few of our patients were disturbed that I couldn't give them anything more than codeine.
Can you imagine what it would be like if we kept anything stronger in here? I mean, we'd have every drug addict in a 10-mile radius in here like a swarm of locusts.
Didn't you have a problem like that already? Like a youth gang?
Yeah, but they weren't after drugs. That was pretty scary. That was about a month ago. It's been quiet since then. But you know what? I really wish that the legislature would allot us some money and then we'd get some of those high-intensity lights outside.
Yeah, the quartz things. We had them in Chicago. They really cut down on the break-ins. And we put in a big sign that said, "These premises protected electronically by an instantaneous hookup to our local precinct."
Oh, wow. Chicago, that's the big time now. I mean, I bet you even had bars in the windows, right?
Uh-huh.
Yep. Sounds like you ran a tight ship.
Well, we had our problems, but we had good people.
Why'd you leave?
Oh, restless, I guess.
Restless? I have never known you to be restless, Mark. Not back in high school, anyway.
Well, now, don't people change a little bit after high school? I think you're the most walking example I know. When we graduated, you were going to be Sister Mary Dogood for the rest of your life.
Boy, are you good at that.
What?
Changing the subject. You know, every time I ask you a question, try to figure out what you've been doing with yourself these last few years, you turn the conversation around to me.
It's unintentional, I assure you. It's just that I think your life's a little more interesting than mine at the moment. I mean, this clinic's the most exhilarating thing I've done in a long time.
Boy, I wish you could stay, because when you leave, it's back to depending on the volunteers from the hospital, and there are days when they just can't come.
Well, I'm glad to be able to fill in for the time being.
Do you have any idea how long you're going to stay in Santa Barbara?
Well, I have a few more interviews here and down in L.A. If I get offered a staff position, then I'll weigh that against Boston and Philadelphia, and then we'll see.
Well, that is an impressive list to choose from. You're a popular guy, aren't you?
Not with everyone. I got it. Figueroa Street Clinic. Yeah, this is he. Are you sure? No, of course, I'll come. Where are you? No, wait, let me get... I'm gonna write this. Uh-huh. I'll be there as soon as I can. Yeah.
Here has been complaining of belly pain for since late last night. His temp is 100, And his lower right quadrant seems to be very tender. Now, should I get some blood and see if we're dealing with a hot appendix here?
Yeah, that sounds good. Listen, Mary, I have to go out for a while.
What? Right now? Where?
I have to meet someone.
Mark, right now? I mean, I need someone to cover the front while I do the blood work.
I know, but I told the guy that I'd get there as soon as I can. I'll be back as soon as possible, all right?
All right.
Mary, I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you.
No, go ahead. I'll manage. Fine.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay, Charlie, look. What we're going to do is we're going to take a little blood sample, all right? Now, it's not going to take very long, and you're hardly going to feel it. Then we go and send it to the laboratory. They come back to us and tell us if there's an infection or not. Now, you take them right in there, and I'll be with you in just a minute. Be right with you.
That's all right. Patience was never the tough one for me. It was silence.
Mother Isabel?
It looks like you could use some help around here. Just point me in the right direction.
Oh, how wonderful to see you. How did you find me?
Sister Madeline told me you were working here.
Oh, that's right. I've been writing her letters ever since. How are all the sisters?
They're fine. They seem to think they could get along without their mother superior. So they packed me off to take advantage of some special seminars at the medical school here.
Oh, wonderful. So you'll be around for a while.
I'll be staying with the Little Sisters of the Poor. It's not far from here. Sister Monica will take care of things while I'm gone.
Sister Monica, how is she?
Still worrying about her weight.
Oh, yeah.
How are you, Mary? You look well.
Oh, I am well. I mean, all things considered, I'm doing much better than I thought I would.
We miss you.
Oh, I miss you. I'm especially days like today when I don't even have a moment to breathe, and I really miss those moments that were set aside for just contemplation.
You need to find a way to include them in your new life.
Well, I do, but without success. Listen, can you wait a minute? I have a patient right in there.
Oh, of course I can. And I'm perfectly serious about helping. What can I do?
Oh boy. Well, if you could cover the front desk, and if anyone comes in, could you get a history while I'm working with the patient?
Of course I can.
Could you answer the phone if it rings?
Yes.
Oh, good. Where in the world is that tubing? I just saw it here. Mark the desk. Selby detective. Mark hired a detective?
It was such a little thing. When they let me change these sheets, I realized it was the very first kind thing I've been allowed to do for you in months. Actually, it was the first thing that I'd done that I actually felt like I was taking care of you a little bit. You know, Daddy, I can sit here and I can hold your hand and I can talk to you. But it made me feel like I really haven't done anything. And I felt like I wanted to do something more active or something, I don't know. Wish you could see these hospital quarters. I don't think they'd pass inspection with the Army, but I was kind of impressed with them. You know, I can just hear what you're thinking right now. She never made a bed in her life. I remember when we were little and you used to tell us that we shouldn't depend on Rosa for everything and that our responsibilities were our rooms. And mine was a disaster. I mean, there was this peanut butter jelly sandwich that took on a life of its own underneath my bed and clothes that were sort of draped everywhere with ballet slippers sticking in and out of all the dresser drawers. But my bed was always made. It was my one concession to neatness, and I was fanatical about it. I'm sure that you would be laughing right now about Eden in a messy room. And I would give anything to hear it. You have the greatest laugh. Your laugh could melt the South Pole, I used to tell you. I refuse to think that I'm not going to hear it anymore. That's what I'm living for. To hear it again.
She didn't do it. She couldn't.
May I offer you some fruit, Mr. Hartley? Dates from the island of Mykonos. They are really quite delicious. Care to have one? I think you ought to reconsider. You see, when my friends here are finished with you, you're going to need all the strength that you can muster.
Well, what are they waiting for?
They're waiting for me, Mr. Hartley. They are waiting for me to give the command. Now, are you sure you don't want to tell me about the map?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. So physical pain doesn't mean very much to you, does it, Mr. Hartley?
I've been beaten up before, Carlo.
A beating? So that's what you're expecting, hmm? A few broken ribs? Well, actually, I have something else in mind now. By rights, that gold belongs to me. My grandfather had squatter's rights to that mine, and I am not allowing it to fall into some adventurous hand. I want that map! Do you know what this is, Mr. Hartley?
I don't know. It looks like a power generator, something like that.
Power, yes. Electrical power. Perhaps a little outdated, but it certainly will serve our purposes. You see, when you start to crank it up, the current starts very slowly, and then the faster you crank it, the electrical shock becomes stronger. It is a fantastic learning tool, my friend. They use it in laboratories on rats. Let's see if you can learn anything, my dear. Catch the wires.
Yes, I understand, but look, we're very short-handed this afternoon. My associate had to leave unexpectedly, and I've had to refer 4 people to your emergency room already, and I really hate to do that unless it's absolutely necessary. Well, look, if you could send anybody, I mean, just even for an hour or so, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks.
Remember to use the ice at home. It'll help the swelling. Oh. Can it be we actually have this place to ourselves?
Well, not for long. We're going to have 6 pregnant teenagers in here for a class in prenatal nutrition, which I'm going to have to teach because Dr. McCormick is not back. I mean, he may no, there's probably not going to be time.
Dr. McCormick's the man you mentioned before?
Yes, Mark. He's an old friend of mine. He's a wonderful doctor, but he went out of here unexpectedly a little while ago, and he frankly left me in the lurch.
You have no idea where he could have gone?
No. He had a short phone conversation with someone. He talked about meeting somebody, and it was strangely abrupt. But frankly, that's not the first time I've noticed something strange about him.
In what way?
Well, he used to be the most open, relaxed kind of guy, and now there's this tightness about him, as though he's afraid to reveal too much of himself. And I've tried not to ask too many questions, but I think he needs to talk to somebody.
It takes time for some people to open up.
Like me?
Like you. It is usually worth the wait. The fact that he sought you out and came to work here probably means that when he's ready, you're the one he'll confide in.
If he sticks around long enough.
Is he planning on leaving soon?
Oh, yeah, he's interviewing for staff positions at various hospitals.
He knows, of course, about you leaving the order.
Yeah, he read about it in the newspaper. When my sister was raped, there was a lot of trial coverage, and one of the stories was about me leaving the convent.
The good Lord gave you a lot to contend with during those months. I thought that's when you would need us most. It surprised me that you chose that time to take another path.
Well, Mother Isabel, I had doubts for about 2 years, and I never tried to hide them from you.
You were a very good nun, Mary. Better than you ever gave yourself credit for.
Oh, thank you for telling me that.
You were 18 years old when you came to us. Still a child. You must forgive me for not wanting to let you leave the nest.
You're forgiven. The question is, am I?
If you're happy.
Oh, I am happy. I am. I mean, I'm scared and I'm very confused sometimes, but I'm happy. I'm having all these new feelings and these new relationships.
Are you in love, Mary?
In love?
Well, it wouldn't be unusual, would it? You're a healthy, lovely young woman. Perhaps you're Dr. McCormick.
Mark? No, not Mark, no. I mean, we've been the best of friends for a long time, but it's not romantic.
Someone else, then.
Do you know your intuition is terrifying?
Oh, it's a God-given talent. I can't help it. Who is he?
Well, I'm not ready to throw around words like love yet, but, he's pretty special. He's different. He's very complex, but...
He makes you happy.
Yes, he does. He makes me very happy in a way I've never really experienced before. He's so dear, and he's funny, and he's wise. And he makes me look at things in a new way. But I don't know if it's gonna last.
Well, if it's meant to, it will. Trust your feelings. You're a smart girl.
Do you know this is the first time I have talked about him like this with anybody?
We'll talk again. I plan to see a lot of you while I'm here. But I have an appointment right now at the admission office. I hate to leave you here alone.
Oh, don't worry. The hospital said they would try and send over a volunteer, and who knows, maybe Mark will even get back one of these days. Thank you for coming by.
Oh, it's good to see you, Mary. It answers many questions for me.
Well, you know, let's meet somewhere away from here where we can sit down and really catch up without distractions.
Well, you may be seeing me sooner than you think. It's obvious that you need some help here.
You know what? Wait a minute. Take some keys, and you can let yourself in any time. How's that?
All right.
Now, listen, take care, Mother Isabel, because this is not the safest neighborhood, if you've noticed.
Yes, I'll be all right. I just tell them that I have a black belt in karate.
You know what? It wouldn't surprise me if you did.
Oh, gee.
Bye-bye. Oh, please, let that be Mark, please. Figueroa Street Clinic. No, he's not here, and frankly, I don't know when to expect him.
If you're ready.
I'm ready. It's not her. Thank God it's not her.
Wait until you see what I brought you.
What the hell are you doing here?
Yeah, I wasn't trespassing. I was just going to drop these little things off and take off, sort of like Santa Claus.
Yeah, well, I don't have a chimney. How'd you get in?
You got cheap locks, Castillo. A 10-year-old with a bobby pin could pick these things.
But before you're gonna have to get out of here, man. I got work to do.
Hey, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Guess how many oysters I got in here?
Would you bring those oysters for me?
Well, you look like you need a little bit of a lift.
Hey, well, that was semi-decent of you, man. But to say the truth, I don't. I just got lifted.
What happened?
She didn't do it, Pearl. Eden did not try to kill her father.
How do you figure this?
Because I was there, I saw her, she was by his bed, she didn't know I was around, man. She was talking to him. And the way she was talking to him, you could just tell. She loves the man, and she wants him back again. That's what she wants more than anything in the world, man. It's obvious. There's no way she could have pulled the plug.
You're forgetting one thing.
What's that?
She was sober today. She was thinking a lot clearer than she was thinking on the night that it happened.
No, man. No one's going to tell me that Eden could ever get drunk enough to want to end that man's life.
Look, buddy, come on. I know where you're coming from. I'd do the same thing if it was my ex. I'd remember all the good times. I'd get all soft. But you have evidence, Castillo, tons of it. Says it's got to be her.
Make you a deal. Don't tell me how to run a murder investigation. I won't tell you what to do with your clams.
Hey, great. You can look around for somebody else. But we both know who did it.
No, there are other possibilities, man. I just scratched the surface. I'm going to start checking them out. I'm going to follow through on all of them.
Yeah, well, so what happens if you find this new evidence and it all points back to her?
Ain't going to happen, man. I mean, I'm going to bet my life. Eden is innocent. I got a premonition. I got a feeling. It's over me.
Okay. So who are you going to go after?
You want the whole list?
Sure, why not? They ain't my friends.
Okay, this is in no particular order. But first off, Mason comes to mind. I mean, he was the oldest son. He and his father have been beefing all their life. He got thrown out of the house every other month, and I've heard him say on more than one occasion that he doesn't care if the old man lives or dies.
Do you think he did it?
Well, we'll have to see about that. And you've got Gina. Okay, Gina and Mason been going through some heavy breathing exercises around the time that CZ had a stroke. She's not exactly what you'd call a devoted wife.
Mm-hmm. The wife routine. Huh?
The wife routine. You got the ex-wife. You got Sophia. She was there when Cece asked Eden to take him off the machines if it ever came to this. And who's to say she didn't decide she should do it because Eden couldn't do it?
I didn't know we had so many jokers with a good reason to deep six his character.
Oh, man, that ain't even the half of it. I mean, you got Lionel Lockridge, you know him. There's a woman named Santana Andrade with a beef. You know, like any powerful man, he's not at a loss for enemies.
But not every one of them was there when the lights went out, my friend. Suppose all of them have good alibis.
Actually, all of them seem to have good alibis. But you know about those, Pearl, they can be faked. Sometimes you're digging and they turn up a hole.
Yeah, like Eden's alibi. That one's got more holes than the Pittsburgh infield. The truth does hurt, man. The truth does hurt. Gotcha.
What do you think you're doing?
Oh, you're not Mary.
I'm Barbara Lohman. I'm from the agency.
I'm terribly sorry. I was expecting another member of your noble profession. I saw the uniform and, well, forgive me.
That's okay. I guess your friend couldn't make it.
Oh, so the agency sent you in her place.
She called them and they called me.
I wonder what happened to her. I guess she got held up at the clinic?
Well, I really wouldn't know. Is the patient upstairs?
Yeah, just go right on up. It's the first door on your left. That's not like Mary. I wonder why she didn't call.
The upstairs is clear.
Fine. Then we are ready to go. Now, I am a reasonable man, Mr. Hartley. I'm going to give you another chance to tell me where the map is.
I do not know where it is. Now, I know you don't believe me, but it's the truth. I haven't the slightest idea.
Start slowly. We have plenty of time. What are you thinking about, Mr. Hartley? Are you wondering how long it's going to be before that sensation in your fingers reaches up into your arm? Or are you thinking, perhaps, that the suspense is much worse than the actual shock? Is that what you're thinking? Well, my friend, the shock is actually much worse. Much, much worse. Faster. Go on, faster.
I'll take you to it. I'll take you to the map.
I don't know why you bothered showing up. We're finished for the day.
I'm sorry.
Mark, did you forget that you were going to teach a class in prenatal nutrition?
Oh, yes, damn it, I forgot.
It's all right. I taught it for you. Fortunately, we'd stopped being a madhouse by that time. You're welcome.
Thank you for teaching the class.
Doesn't look like you could have taught it. When did you start drinking in the middle of the day?
What's the matter, too early for you, Mary? Oh, that's right, I forgot. Cocktail hour at 5 o'clock in the convent, isn't it? Well, bless me, sister, I've sinned. I started an hour before I should have.
Hey, do me a favor, would you? Go back to your place and let me get my work done here in peace.
Mary, I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. I don't know a lot of things, Mary.
I don't either, Mark. You won't talk to me about anything important.
It's because I don't want to upset you, all right? What I have to say, I don't want to upset you.
I'm not as upsettable as you think. Mark, talk to me. Come on, you gotta talk to somebody. Let it be me.
I don't know where to start, Mary.
And let's start by putting the clothesline up. This way we won't be disturbed. Let's go in here, the chairs are better.
What if it happened like this? Eden went upstairs to be with her father, but passed out by his bed. What if Gina came in, saw Eden lying there, and realized it was the perfect opportunity? She decided right then and there to pull the plug. She used her dress to make sure there'd be no fingerprints. The alarm went off. She headed for the door, but froze at the thought of being seen leaving the room, turned and went out the window instead. Yeah. Eden came to, jolted by the alarm, tried to figure out what was going on, probably thought that she'd done it, panicked, and followed Gina out the window, but not in time to see Gina. There's no reason it couldn't have happened that way. Maybe it was Gina.
And you can see another episode of Santa Barbara at the same time on Friday. At 5 this afternoon on Sky One, it's time for Star Trek The Next Generation, when Data plays Super Sleuth.